Hey YouTube, what's up? Welcome back to the Practical Life. This is Ashley Nicole, and welcome back to another Saturday Night Live. Today or tonight, we are going to be reacting and giving commentary on Liv's Life again. Child, Liv is too funny to me, baby. At this point, it's like the stuff Liv say is funny. Girl, I saw this video of her talking about she went out with some guy. And I said, let me pop in here real quick because this sounds ridiculous. So, first of all, I hope you guys this Saturday went well. Hope you got some things done that you needed to get done for the weekend. I hope also that you were able to engage in a little bit of self-care. I said, let me go ahead and pop in here, honey, that way y'all can, those of you who are getting ready for the costume parties and all of that, y'all can be listening to me while y'all doing that. But really, is anyone going to a costume party? Like, I know a lot of people are doing it. Like, I don't really celebrate or engage in a lot of Halloween festivities and stuff like that. I don't really do Halloween like that, but I know a lot of people do. So those of you who do, I hope you have a great time, have fun, and all of that. Be responsible and get home safe. Um, but this live is pure. It's going to be purely and solely for entertainment only. I'm just giving commentary in my opinion on her video and reacting to the video. So it's a lot of stuff that could be said about that video. But like I said, it is funny to me the stuff that Olivia says. So first of all, she starts the video by saying it's not for married women. It's that her live was not for married women. It is for her single subscribers or whatever, right? And because I guess she felt like she was getting ready to get some relationship tips or whatever, or if trying to get into a relationship or whatever, she gonna give you some tips, honey. So I said, what? So now y'all know previously Olivia mentioned she threw a little hint in one of her previous videos about some guy she had met, had been wanting to see her, but she didn't know she wanted to go, or she told him she didn't want to go a different day or whatever. So I guess she felt like today is the day, so she was gonna go ahead and go out with him or whatever, right? So she said this is why the video was for the single women, because she's like, oh, I realized something, I guess, about relationships, right? That she doesn't have to do anything for a man. Like, she doesn't have to give him anything. She just needs to like sit there and make him feel good about himself, and like the money will start flowing. So then I was thinking, because like in this live, I just have questions, not questions that you need to answer, Olivia, but just for my own curiosity, because remember, it's like a case study for me. So is your goal, like you said, you don't want to get into a relationship or anything like that. You said, you don't want to be anybody's girlfriend or anything. Um, is your goal purely to meet some dudes, finesse them, and get money out of them? Like, is that the goal? That's what I was trying to figure out. um because she said that she realized she doesn't have to do anything, give anything, just be there, make him feel good about himself, and he just gonna, baby, he gonna show you the world. Mm. um Now this is the other thing that stood out to me. Olivia said the man spent $400. She was like, he spent like $400. I was wondering what he spent $400 on. Drinks and gas? What? $400 on what? On what? She said she had drinks. And this is like, it's funny, but it's not funny because I think I told y'all before in college, I was for my little, in college you do your little internships or whatever. For my internship, I was a RAPE um victim advocate. And I would have to be on call. I think this was like it had to be like my senior year. I had to be on call like 2 weekends a month. And I would get these calls in the middle of the night. And I would have to go to the hospital because women were at the hospital needing to get an RAPE kit for situations they had been in. And it was not, that was a hard internship. Like, that's when you really realize when you see people in those situations, you realize like you can't be moving reckless, no matter who you know, where you are, like you just gotta always be aware, of kind of what you're getting yourself into. And I'm not saying that like it's their fault or anything, but it just kind of makes you want to be more aware of like where you're going, where you're driving. Like it really opened my eyes a lot. And that this live that she did kind of made me think about that a little bit too. So anywho, so yeah, so Olivia said he spent $400, but I said Olivia, and the way that Olivia was saying is like she was impressed. So it tells me, for me, in my opinion, it tells me two things. One thing is that you really haven't experienced a lot, right? And it's no shade or no tea. Some people haven't. You haven't been maybe a lot of places, or traveled, or just been different in different scenarios or different sceneries and things like that. And the first thing that told me that too was that I don't know if you just met this man. I'm starting to get the feeling that maybe you already knew him or something, because I don't see nobody in their right mind, especially nowadays, saying, okay, you've been wanting to see me. Okay, let's meet up tonight. And the only thing you said was, because I'm going by what you said in the video, the only thing you said was he drove you around downtown. Y'all must have went somewhere because you said you had like 8 drinks. 8 drinks, Olivia? 8? Like, sis, 8 drinks? Why did you have to have 8 drinks? Why? Because he was paying? Or to me, that don't even make sense. Like, that's why I said it is kind of giving poor standards, because and you say you're not looking for anyone, but to me, like, I don't know. It's like, do you really want to present yourself in that way to anybody? Because you never know who you might meet could be your forever or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or your somebody that's gonna, support you or whatever. But when you presenting yourself like that, like you getting sloppy drunk, basically, come on now. Like, your judgment is not all the way there if you had 8 drinks, right? And so he drove you around downtown. And then she said something. She was like, oh, all the time that I lived here, nobody ever took me downtown. Well, why somebody got to take you to show you around downtown? You could have went down there yourself. You could have drove around down there yourself if you just wanted to see it. But I feel like that was a dig at Gerard, right? It's kind of like, again, the pot calling the kettle black. Like, you don't want him to throw jabs at you, right? But it appears that you continuing to throw jabs, because I mean, I guess she could be talking about somebody else too, but I'm just like, isn't he in Texas? Like, is that who you're talking about? Like, he didn't show you either. He didn't show you downtown either. But then again, that has to do with, like, part of that to me is the standards that you have as a woman. Like, you got to come into a situation letting them know what you expect. You ain't not only letting them know, like speaking it, like talking about it or whatever, but you have to show them with your actions, nah, that's not it. You gonna need to do better. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you just can't be settling for anything. Like, if that's the type of guy that you want, first of all, you gotta have yourself together. And second of all, you gotta let them know out the gate. I wouldn't have never went on a date with nobody and had no 8 drinks. 8 drinks, girl, that's like overboard. That's overboard. So he spent 400 on what? Like, what kind of drinks was you getting, Olivia? Oh, that's what I want to know. What was you ordering? What was you ordering, Olivia? She said she spent 400 on she said he drove her around town. She had 8 drinks. So I assume maybe they went to dinner. I don't know. But then I'm like, okay, or did y'all just go to a bar? Like I feel like y'all, this is so funny to me. I feel like Olivia, okay, if you're going on a date, like, I'm the type of person, okay, where we going? Like Morton's, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Olivia may not be that type of person. Like, and you don't even have to be that type of person, but like if you want to move in those spaces, if a dude telling you he want to take you out, or if he, first of all, like on one hand, I'm like, okay, they shouldn't really ask you where you want to go. They should already have it planned. You know what I'm saying? But then if they do ask you where you want to go, have a place that you really want to go. Maybe it's a place that you never been to before. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's and like she said, she want to finesse. That's your goal. You want to get, you at the point now where you want to get out of men, whatever. They're going to start paying for you and taking care of you. Then okay, let him know a specific place that you want to go that you never been, so that you can have that experience. But I feel like that's not what happened. Like it's something just telling me you just, maybe I just went to the bar. Maybe I went to a bar, and but I'm trying to figure out what added up to 400, right? So then she said, now this is why I was confused, because Olivia said that this man got her a hotel room. A hotel room for what? Okay, because you had 8 drinks. Why couldn't he call you an Uber? Why couldn't he call you an Uber? You could have gave the Uber your address or whatever, and you could have got home safely. Now, if you drove your car, then I don't know. Maybe you could have parked it somewhere and had somebody follow you to go get it the next day or something. Why would you let this man buy you a hotel room? And what hotel room did he get? I'm assuming late at night. What did he book it in advance? You can't tell me they know that that man didn't go up to, if you stayed in a hotel, right? That he didn't go up there with you, that he didn't go to the room with you. Because if you had 8 drinks, oh, you know how men do. They be like, oh, let me go up here and make sure. Hey, Mary, thank you for joining the live. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now, men, they're going to say some stuff like, especially if you didn't had 8 drinks, if you're not drunk, you tipsy. You tipsy, right? So they probably gonna say something like, "Oh, let me make sure you get in the room safe or whatever." So the man went to the room. The man went to the room. Ain't nobody crazy, Olivia. But again, you grown. That's fine. That's fine. But you're trying to make it seem like the man, like you just went to the room by yourself. What? I don't understand. So I'm like, okay, but if did he get this room in advance? Did he book it in advance? Or he just went in the hotel and said, do y'all have a room available? Like what hotel? Is this a hotel, motel, or Holiday Inn? Like I don't. So Olivia, you telling me that you stayed at the Ritz? I know that's a lie. I know that's a lie. Olivia, you telling me you stayed at the Joulet? I know that's a lie. Olivia, what hotel did you stay in, girl? Where he just walked in there and said, "I need a room." It ain't sounding too good. You putting yourself in some reckless situations. Like I thought we were starting anew, Olivia. I thought this was like a new beginning. We talked about this before. Like we're going to learn from the mistakes in the past, right? We're going to start anew. Now, it's starting to sound like maybe this is somebody that you already knew. I feel like maybe it is, and that's cool. It's cool because let me just say this too. Olivia's single. You know what I'm saying? She can do whatever she want to do. If she feel like, what, I'm about to have fun. I'm about to live my life. Even though the situation that she is in is it's not a good situation, but she still do have to live her life. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't expect the girl to just be at home all day, just crying all day. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to whatever meet somebody, that's fine, but you got to move differently. You got to maneuver in a different way because if you don't know them, like you put yourself in a situation where you could have not made it home the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then again, it's given that you haven't had a lot of experiences. Like, but even some people who haven't had experiences, they had to start somewhere. They had to either create those experiences. Like, it's a lot of women. All you got to do is go on TikTok, honey. They taking themselves out every day. They taking themselves to lunch to the places they want to go to the places they never been, high end places or whatever. They taking themselves to dinner, buying themselves things. Like, I know for sure that you did not stay at the Ritz or the Joulet or the Omni because then you said that you needed a stylist. So I know dang on well that you didn't walk up into those places, no shade or no tea, with no, leggings and t-shirt on. Like you just, I mean, to me, that's just something that you don't do if you going into one of those places. Me myself though, I like what about y'all? I like boutique hotels. Like it's some of the best. Oh my gosh. To me, those are the best experiences when you stay at a boutique hotel because it kind of feels like home a little bit, but it's still luxury. It's still very fancy and like classy, a classic. Two of the best ones that I stayed at in the US that I could think of off the top of my head was one in LA and it was one in Chicago. If anybody want to know the name of them, just email me or something. I'll let you know. But yeah, those are some of the best hotels. You get the best service. Like it's not that many rooms in the hotel, and it was just really nice. I always have a really nice stay when I stay at a boutique hotel. But yeah, so Olivia, I know you didn't walk up in the Ritz because you said that the man spent $400, so you couldn't have stayed at the Ritz. You couldn't have stayed at the Omni or the July if he spent $400 altogether, because 100 of them dollars was sent to you the next day on Cash App. You said to get your nails done, and I don't even know where that is for 100. Now I do live in South Florida, y'all, so I know it's more expensive in South Florida. Cause girl, if you go and you go get your nails with the depending on now I don't know about nobody else, but I get the what is this stuff? The dip. Is it the dip? It's like gel dip. I don't know specifically what they call it, but and I let my nail tech be creative or whatever she want to do. Nothing crazy, you know what I'm saying? But but she used like I think it's like overlay or something. I don't know, child. But sometimes just with my nails, I walk out of there, girl, it might be like 120, 130. I mean, things have went up. So he gave you $100. That's just to get your nails done. Like, why? This is how I know you didn't stay at the Ritz or anything like that. Because if you're gonna do all that, you didn't got me a room or whatever. Why didn't you make me an appointment at the spa at the hotel? Because I could have stayed there that night, sobered up or whatever. In the morning, you could have sent me the little money. I could have got some breakfast into my room or whatever and went on down to the appointment that you made me at the spa. If you really want to talk to me like that, you know what I'm saying? If you really trying to impress me, that's not impressing nobody. Buying 8 drinks. I'm sorry. And again, it's no shade or no tea or anything, but I'm just saying, like, this is also how we learn, right? Because again, it doesn't sound like Olivia has had many experiences. Um, and sometimes you have to put that on yourself because you can't blame it on nobody but yourself. Because if you want to go to Morton's, if you want to go to a nice place to eat and say, oh, you know what, I wish I could go to I wish I could eat at this restaurant, or I want to go there one day. Girl, go. Like, why are you waiting for somebody to do those things. But it sounds like you said, your goal is to maybe finesse, but you ain't even finessing right. You starting off wrong. And she said that the lie wasn't for married women because she learned that this is how I guess you finesse or whatever. You ain't gotta say nothing like that. Girl, that's how some of the married women that got their husbands, they already knew the game. They already knew the game, Olivia. Girl, you are a late bloomer. Now that's one thing that you do. You or some or my question is, are you a late bloomer, or are you like, I mean, are you naive, or you just want to act like you're naive? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Y'all been watching longer than me. So yeah. So then so now she said something about him living an hour away. She was going to take a Uber there, but he decided to come where she was. I'm like, why would that even come in your mind to take an Uber where he is, especially if you live an hour away? Girl, you don't that's what made me think that you've been talking to this person, or you've met them before, or something like that. And if to me, if a dude really want to get to know you, like he not even getting ready to, like if he really interested in you, you know what I'm saying? He not getting ready to let you drive an hour by yourself. He not even getting ready to entertain that. If he a good dude, you know what I'm saying? If he have any respect and morals, like he not even getting ready to let you do that. Like I'm like, girl, where you finding these people? Where are you finding these people? Um, so then she said that he kept asking her, like, now I want to know, is this before the eight drinks or after the eight drinks, right? He kept asking you, what do you do for work? And you pulled out your three phones and showed him your three phones. Like, was this before you had eight drinks or after? Like, these are all red flags, Olivia. Like, do you really know this man? Like, why don't you just tell the people, before I came here, I was talking to somebody. He just so happened to live an hour away from where I live now. And it's good, because it's somebody I talk to. We just friends or whatever, just getting to know each other. And then if you getting to know each other, why you gotta go out at night? Why you can't go out in the daytime? You know, why you can't have a day date? I don't know. I think I'm just old. Maybe I'm old school. Maybe I am traditional, y'all. But I'm still a millennial. Like I'm up with the times. You know what I'm saying? But I just, mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't get it. I don't get it. Um, like you could have really been taken advantage of. And she said that she kept telling him, "Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it." Because she's like, we have to respect men. They're spending their money and this, like this. Girl, he looking at you like, oh, this all it takes? He could have really taken advantage of you, especially because of how many drinks you had. Especially because how many drinks you had. And girl, I don't know, maybe you wanted him to take advantage of you. I mean, that's your thing. That's your thing. Maybe. Like, and then too, what didn't make sense is, did you stay in a hotel in the city that you live in? Like, that's why I'm like, why didn't she just go home? Why didn't she just call the Uber to go home? Like you want us to believe that you stayed in a hotel. I'm thinking it's motel, child, because you stayed in a hotel, got up the next morning, put on the clothes you had on yesterday, and then drove home. I It ain't adding up, Olivia. And I mean, it don't have to add up for us, but we just saying, because this what you had told us. Um, so now, since I got the couch up here, let's sit down and talk about some things. So let's talk about how you what respecting yourself looks like. Like, what do you think it looks like, right? When it comes to relationships, Right. And so we would get into that whole conversation about maybe a few things from the past relationships, not just from her, past marriage, but any relationship that she has been in, describe to me what it was like in those relationships as far as respecting yourself. Like, what do you think it means? What does it look like for you? What do you want it to look like in the future? Those types of things. And then also, let's talk about what has been your standards with men. Hi, Baba. Thank you for joining the live. Make sure y'all like the live, please. Thank you. So yeah, so what about standards? Like, are you just kind of talking to these men just to be talking? And like you said, girl, it's time to get the money from them. I mean, it's not like this man ain't really got no money for real, because for 100 in today's world is like 100. Like, he can't spend no money. If you ask me, he ain't spend nothing. Girl, you done took a ride downtown. You done stopped at the bar, one of them little bars down there. Y'all probably walked to or whatever. Got you a few little drinks. Got you 8 drinks. How many drinks did he have, Olivia? It sounded like one of those situations where you had a whole bunch of drinks, and girl, he was probably just looking like he might have had a couple, but you was like, "Oh yeah, give me another one, give me another." Don't do that. Don't do that again, Olivia. Like, it's not a good look. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So we would have to talk about what standards you have had in the past as far as men, right? And what your standards are now. Like, what type of boundaries do you put up with men? Because now you just set a boundary with this man. You didn't basically let him know that, oh yeah, we can go out on a whim at night, right? And stay out to the wee hours and get sloppy drunk, right? That, I mean, yeah, and you spend a little $100, little $200-300, and I'm the happiest girl in the world. Mm-mm. No, no, couldn't be me. Mm-mm. And if you just start talking to the dude, right? Why don't you just get to know each other? Like, go kind of go back to what's the show? Y'all remember Catfish? Is Catfish still Catfish can't still be on? Y'all, if Catfish on, call the ambulance for me, because it can't these people can't still be getting catfished on this internet. Ah, Olivia, go back to catfish days and just talk to the people on the phone for a few months. Get to know them, ask different questions, stay on the phone till wee hours of the night. You ain't really got to let them know about your situation, what's going on and anything like that. I mean, based on what you said, it sounds like you don't really want him to know for real. You just showed him the 3 phones, but you didn't say you told him what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because he probably gonna look it up. So it's like you don't really want him to know. So just talk to him on the phone for a few more months. Get to know what he does, what he's saying he does on a day-to-day basis. Then sometimes you can start poking holes in people's stories. Some things may not sound right, and then you able to kind of have a little bit more better judgment maybe about the person. Like, nah, I ain't gonna go nowhere with them because it seemed like it don't something don't seem right. You know what I'm saying? Don't just meet somebody and meet them that night. I don't see how people do that. Did you have like a one night stand, Olivia? And if you did, girl, that's fine. You single. You single. But see, the thing is that you got on the video and you presented it differently. You know what I'm saying? You made it seem like it was something different. But if you had a one night stand, you had a one night stand. And you know what? My thing is this: people who have one night stands, do they go around? They don't go around telling people that, do they? I mean, maybe they close friends and stuff, but like, you not getting ready to get on the internet to your followers and tell them that you had a one night stand, are you? Or are you just telling this story and you put a lot of sauce on the story to see how people would react to it? See how your followers would react? I don't know. I'm curious. Vava says she just got to Texas not even 2 weeks, but putting energy to me and she needs to focus on right. That's my thing. Like, how do you even have, like Baba said, the energy or just like your thought process to even say, yeah, I want to go. I mean, and it's fine. It's crazy because it's like on one end, okay, like you are going through something, you know, really negative that would take a lot of energy from you, and sometimes maybe you need like like a out, or something to do or whatever. But why can't you find, I don't know. That's just me. I can't, you can't tell people how to live their life or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I would just be curious and wonder why you choose that. Like it probably gets her mind off of everything or whatever, just, but why are you focusing on men? Because even before she got there, I heard her say something about when she went and got the U-Haul truck. She sounded like she was trying to flirt with the U-Haul truck man, uh, at the U-Haul place. And I'm like, girl, if you don't get that dang on U-Haul truck and get up out of there, like, right. She said on her for not the next victim. But see, y'all get mad at me when I try to put when I try to make when I try to make Gerard take accountability, because see, Gerard got to look into himself too to see what in him stayed with somebody like that. Was it just for the kids? I mean, part of it probably was, you know what I'm saying? But at some point, it's something in you, you know what I'm saying? That like, did you feel kind of sorry for her? Like, it's probably more about the situation that Gerard knows, of course, than we do, But and her too, like if you claim he was doing you all kind of way, because she do be throwing some jabs at Gerard. If y'all listen, like she be saying little stuff, and I'm like, is she talking about the ex-husband? Like she still mad about that. And whatever happened, she's still mad about that. So, but her too, like, okay, then why did you stay? Why did you stay? For your kids? And I already made a video before of why you don't stay for the kids. Why you don't stay for the kids? But then on the other hand, like I said, she's a grown woman, so you can't look at it like, oh, she shouldn't be dating anymore, or because she's trying to get her kids back. I mean, some people would choose to wait to do that until this whole process is over. You know what I'm saying? But some people just not like that, honey. They want somebody to hold at night. They want somebody to hold at night. And Olivia, my next question would be, are you one of those type of people? Like, do you feel like you just want somebody? Like you're not okay with being by yourself? And if the answer is that, no, I'm not okay with being by myself. Like I need somebody. I want to, have somebody to cuddle with at night. I want to do things with somebody or whatever. Then that may give me an inclination into you not loving yourself, right? And that's something that you need to explore. Hence why you need to go and do these things on your own. It's plenty of women on YouTube, and baby, when I say they got it going on. You hear me? They go on trips by themselves out the country, honey. They going to the bars and having drinks on their own. You know what I'm saying? They doing it all on their own. And it's to me, it shows that you love yourself before you love anyone else, right? You are engaging in self-care. You're taking care of yourself. And it's a difference when you meet somebody, like for example in your situation, when you meet a man and you've taken care of yourself, you're going to meet a different type of man. You see what I'm saying? Not one that's getting ready to just spend a couple $100 and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll call you tomorrow. You know, when your confidence is going to look different, you're going to look different when you consistently take care of yourself. And you already told the people you need a stylist, you need somebody to help you, get your little outfits together. Get your little outfits together. So my thing would be, why is it that you just won't take time to just work on you? And you say you're doing that, but again, I think it's just words. It's again the faking it until you make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really have to do the work, Olivia, or you're gonna find yourself in the same situations as you were in before, asking yourself those questions. I don't understand why men do this, and why men do that and all this stuff, or I give too much, I'm too trusting, and all of this, because you don't have yourself together. You've got to have yourself together. Like Baba said, get your house together, unpack your house, put you on some now I don't know what type of music you like, girl, but put you on some Sade. You know what I'm saying? Even if you got to put on a little Summer Walker, honey, to get you through your little situation that you've been through, with the men or whatever, put you on a little Summer Walker, and get your house together. Start decorating. Get everything to make your house smell nice and all of that. Start investing in yourself. Maybe pick up a book. Just different things instead of getting on this internet. And I don't know where you met the man at, but I hope it ain't on one of them apps. I hope it's not on one of them apps. People kill me with that app stuff. I don't see how y'all do it. I really don't. I do not see how y'all meet them people on the app. I'll be scared to death, girl. You think I'm getting ready to meet somebody on the app and then tonight we gonna meet up? Girl, I watch too many I watch too many of them documentaries or something that stuff that happened to the people. Girl, I be scared to death. I'll be like, meet where? Not me. No, no. I'll be like, next one. I would not be able to do it. I mean, to me, that's confidence in itself, for real. You meet somebody, you say, oh yeah, we're gonna meet tonight. I mean, I know nowadays it's probably the norm. I mean, that's what people do it, you know what I'm saying? But that's risky to me. What y'all think? Would y'all do that? Meet somebody on the app and then y'all gonna meet up tonight? Mm-mm. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Um, so yeah, so that's my question, Olivia. Like, why is it that y'all couldn't continue to talk on the phone and get to know each other? And then too, if you did, like, why do you have to tell everybody? Like, some things should be kept, should be mysterious. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, even if you did do that and you had the 8 drinks, I don't think I would have came on and told everybody that. I don't, maybe it's just me. I mean, I am all for transparency and stuff, but it's certain things you got to have discernment. It's certain things that you just keep to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't even know the man like that yet. Don't sound like. But I don't know, maybe you do. But every bit of me telling me that, baby, he came up to that room. He said, oh yeah, she didn't have eight drinks. I'm gonna make sure you get in the room good. Olivia, you telling me when he got to the door, you said, okay, talk to you tomorrow. Kiss, kiss. Olivia ain't did that, girl. Olivia let that man in that room, honey. And then on top of that, now again, it's all just my opinion, but on top of that, Olivia, she have the little baby, right? Now, when you were brand new, I don't care how many kids you got. And for me, it was worse with my second one. It was worse with that second one, baby. I didn't want to leave that little baby's side. I still don't want to leave his side now, and he older. So you went and stayed at you said somebody got you a hotel. You stayed at the hotel by yourself all night with your little baby at home. That they get up in the middle of the night wanting his mama and want milk and stuff. Girl, I couldn't have did that. I couldn't have left my baby. Even if I had 10 drinks, I would have found a way to get back to that house because I know my baby gonna wake up and gonna want his mama and gonna want some milk and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see how you did that. I really don't. And when especially if it's a little boy too, y'all know little boys, they want their mom. They be so close to their mom and stuff. So shoot, even now, my son, he older. When he still get up sometimes at night and he be calling me, honey. He be calling me. So you mean to tell me you slept soundly in a hotel knowing that your son get up at night? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, no. Couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been me. I remember my son was probably about, now he might have been about 2 months. And I had to, he might have been a month. No, he had to be like 2 months. And I had to go back to the emergency. I had to go to the emergency room, y'all, because my son, I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. My son, now my when I had my first child, the first one, you as soon as you have a contraction, you go to that hospital, honey. I jumped right. I stayed at home for a while because I went to all the classes and they said if you having contractions and you come too early, they're gonna send you back home. So so the people said stay at home as long as you can, like if you can stand it. So I probably stayed at home for a while, but then I said, okay, I know it's time to go because I was counting the minutes in between the contractions. So when I got to the hospital, girl, they didn't even tell me how many centimeters I was. My first child, I had her the next day though, right? Okay. Now with my second one, I said I started having the contractions early in the morning, and I said, okay, they wasn't bad though. They really weren't. I said, oh, okay, I could stand this. Child, I had got my first child ready for school. Dropped them off at school, and I remember the director at the school. She told me, she said, I said, I'm having a contraction. She said, what you doing here? And I said, oh, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Child, I said, I'm gonna go home. I had made my little grocery order because I knew I was gonna go to the hospital, but I don't know what I was thinking, y'all. I said, I'm gonna go to the hospital, but I'm gonna make my make my grocery order first. No, I think I had already made my grocery order. And I said, okay, I'm gonna pick my groceries up, bring them back home. Bring them back home, y'all. And then I'ma go, child, I went to get them groceries. My husband went with me, of course. And so we said, and just on this day, now usually to pick up groceries in the morning, it don't be that crowded. Especially was it because it was during the week. It don't be that crowded. But it was so many cars up there that day. I said, what in the world? And the contraction still wasn't bad. And so, but baby, they start getting real bad, y'all. Girl, I had to tell my husband to tell them people I had to cancel their order. I said, we got to go to the hospital now. Mind y'all, I ain't have no overnight bag with me or nothing. And so my husband said, okay, so we left. He racing home because we had to get the bags and stuff. Yeah, he racing home and everything. And it was getting worse and worse, right? So long story short, we make it to the hospital. Now this is during COVID, y'all, like in the middle of COVID. So we get to the hospital. I go in the door. The people told me to go into. I had already pre-registered, so I get in the door, right? And these people didn't have any wheelchairs, so I'm standing there and they had to make an elderly lady get out of the wheelchair, y'all, to put me because I was like, it was just bad situation. so so I'm like, okay. She said, I'm gonna take you on up to the maternity ward or whatever. Okay, cool. Y'all, I get up there and it was so much security, I guess because of the panorama or whatever, they wouldn't let me in. She was like, I said, the baby about to come out. The baby is about to come out. And so the security guard wouldn't let us back there. They had to call the nurses, and the nurses had to verify and look at my bracelet or whatever, girl. I said, I'm getting ready to I feel like I need to push. They said, oh no, oh no. It was about five nurses saying, come on, come this way, come this way. So the security guard was pushing me the whole time, y'all. So she pushed me in one room. They said, oh no, come to this room. I said, I have to push. She was like, no, it's so no, 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 you're fine. So the security guard finally got me in the room they decided on. So the nurse and I was like, okay, are you okay to get on the bed or whatever? So I'm like, okay, cool. And as soon as she said, I'm gonna check you, whatever, y'all, as soon as she said that, bloop, my son came out, child. I ain't never seen a nurse run that fast. You hear me? About 2 seconds later, it was about 30 nurses in that room. It was about 30 nurses in that room. And I ain't have no epidural or none of that, y'all. That experience, I said, And so I done told y'all the whole story, child. So about a month after that, I had to go back to the emergency room because my feet was swollen so bad, and it didn't ever go down. And so my doctor was like, well, just give it some time. You just had a baby, you moving around too much. So I called myself resting and all of that, but I had to go to the emergency room. And child, when I drove to the emergency room, I cried the whole time because I had to leave my son at home. So you mean to tell me that you said, oh, I'm getting ready to sleep in this hotel, real, sound asleep sound asleep, and my baby might wake up and want his mama? Olivia, I don't believe it. Did you really stay at a hotel? Now that I'm thinking about that, cause you holler about being a mom and you take it seriously and all of that. Did you really stay at that hotel? Or did you tell us like a little story? Like you gave us a little tale to see how we were gonna react. I don't know, but I never forget that I was driving all the way to that hospital, and because at first I said, and then when I got there, they had to do all these tests. Everything came out fine, and so when you go to the emergency room, it's all night. So I said, nah, I got to get back home. That nurse came and said, well, we got to do one more thing. Y'all, I've never done this ever in my life. Like, I got up out that hospital bed. Y'all, I got him out the hospital bed and I walked out because he was like, oh, I'm gonna give you some medicine or something. I said, oh, okay. And he was taking too long. I said, I gotta get back to my baby. Girl, I got out that bed and I walked straight out that hospital. And so the man called me about 5 minutes later. He said, where you go? Y'all, I saw him, I see it. I see it. Y'all gotta forgive me. It's funny now, but I was crying the whole time then. He was like, where did you go? I had to give you a script. I told him, man, I said, I gotta go get my baby. Y'all, the baby at home with his daddy. I got up and left. I gotta go get my baby. He was like, okay. Girl, I was not playing. I said, I'm not getting ready to stay at this hospital all night. My son need me. No, Y'all can call whoever y'all need to call. Y'all can call the pharmacy, the doctor, whoever, but I won't be up here all night. Girl, I left the hospital so quick. I didn't care who was looking for me. I said, well, I'm just gonna get on up. I said, I think I was like a little bit out of my mind, y'all. I told you I was going through postpartum anxiety real bad with my son. So it was probably part of it. But girl, I did not want to go to the hospital. I was like, I'm gonna just turn around and go back home and my feet, if my legs and stuff don't go down, oh well. Like I did not want to leave him at all. So I just can't see a mom like with a baby that's like months old because you hear the baby cooing in the background, right? So the baby is months old, and then you say, oh, I'm gonna go out. I mean, I don't know. Maybe just me. Maybe it's just me. But I thought that live was too funny, especially when she said about that $400. I said $400 on what? He spent the gas to get there, them 8 drinks, the room. I'm curious to know what room you stayed in, Olivia. Couldn't have been nothing fancy because you would have told us that. Oh, baby, you would have told us that. You would have took pictures and all of that. You would have told us that, honey. You would have told us that. So I know for sure. I know for sure. And so I said, well, dog, if he gave you $100 for the nails, why couldn't he just, make you a spa appointment at the Ritz or something? Had you a little experience, if you wanted to have like a little mom time, by yourself or whatever, get away, because you do need that time to get away, right? Have a little baby and all that stuff. Get your mind off of things, relax a little bit. He could have did that. He could have did that. I just the standards, you have to really revisit, what your standards are going to be going forward, Olivia, especially if this is a new beginning, right? We talked about that before. This is a new beginning. We are learning from the past. We're leaving the past in the past, but we are also learning from it. So, what are the standards going forward? What are the standards going forward? And I mean, he might be a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? He might be a nice guy. He just might not be because it seems like to me, even though you say you're not ready to be someone's girlfriend, it appears you may be the type of person that can be maybe, I don't want to say coerced into doing things, but you just kind of make reckless decisions, kind of without not giving it any thought, right? And then you find yourself in a girlfriend boyfriend situation. And then you're like, oh well, it just led to that or whatever. You're gonna have to move a little bit differently, especially too because you don't have the kids. If the goal is to get the kids back, you can't just be meeting on anybody, because the next thing that it'll be is, since he live an hour away. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. Since he live an hour away, and he's so nice. He doesn't want me to drive an hour. This is what women say, y'all. This is what they be saying in the therapy session school. Since he lives an hour away and he doesn't want me to drive, by myself that long, he's gonna come where I live. And we had such a good time. It was so late that he just stayed over. Then he gonna be staying at your house. He gonna be staying at your house. That's what it's gonna be. Or, he gonna start spending a little bit more time over there and stuff like that. And before you know it, we girlfriend and boyfriend or whatever. I don't know. But especially since he lives so far. Because how many more times is he gonna drive that long? I mean, that's not even a long time, but I mean the dude only spent $400. So I mean, at some point he gonna finesse you and let you know that he's not gonna keep on driving uh to come into your town. Either it's gonna be when are you coming there, or if I come there, can you see where you live and all of that stuff. And again, if you just met him, that's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. Because shoot, you can know somebody for 20 years. Girl, you can know somebody for 20 years and still don't know who they are. You still learn about something about somebody that you've known 15, 20 years. You will learn something new every day. You will learn something new every day. You ain't gonna know everything. So you better really know that if it's somebody that you just met, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. You think the person, and it's hard because you don't want to be that type of person either. And this is just in general for anybody. Like, you don't want to be that type of person. You don't want to be like that cynical type of person, like, just thinking the worst in every situation. But y'all, it just be so much going on that it's kind of like you gotta at least take it into account that, okay, let me prepare myself, or let me be a little bit more aware just in case. Because you just don't know. I feel like with all the stuff going on nowadays, like you what as soon as you let that guard down, as soon as you say, you know what, I ain't gonna worry about it, I'm just gonna happen, then that's when something gonna happen. Like that's part of my problem though, y'all. But I'm just saying, like this was like a reckless decision if again, if you just met that person, if you just met the person. I don't think so. It sounds like maybe she probably already knew him, or she was already like talking to him when she what before she was in Texas, you know what I'm saying? She probably was already talking to him on the phone and stuff like that. And then, you talking on the phone, you feel like you knew him a little bit more. Now you didn't move to Texas. Oh, it was a little bit more incentive for you to move to Texas. You know what I'm saying? Because every video you hint at something about a man or men or, you know, provocative language or whatever. So maybe that was a little bit more incentive for you to move to Texas. You felt like you had a little boo thing there too. And if so, that's a shame. That's a shame. Because you should, in my opinion, those kids should come before anything. Like, and it's and I'm only saying that because she don't have custody of her kids. But again, it goes back to my question of is that the goal? Are you trying to get the kids back, or are you missed your kids and just wanted to have the freedom to see them a little bit more? You know what I'm saying? Because if you weren't in Texas, you couldn't see them really at all. Um you had to probably, of course, go through a lot, get on plane or whatever to see the kids. But now you're there, it's easier to see them, but you still do whatever you want to do because you're not taking care of them. They're not in your care on a daily basis, you know. But see, me, I don't know. I just even parents that I've worked with that had their kids taken away, you could tell which ones are really trying, you know what I'm saying? And the ones that have just giving up pretty much. Like you have some of them that'll try in the beginning, do everything, but I'm telling you, that list be so long. I don't know if it's just Florida. I can only speak about Florida, but baby, that list be long. That list be long. And it's like they start off good, but then they fall off because it just be a lot. You know what I'm saying? And they're used to doing the basic. So them getting all that stuff on that list is like it take them forever, right? But some of them, they be right on it. They be right on it. Never miss a time with the kids. And a lot of the parents I work with had like supervised visits too. But would never miss a time to see the kids. We're trying to find out how can they get in touch with the teachers to see how the kids were doing in school. Basically just showing initiative of how they can help the situation as far as the kids, and making sure the kids felt like they were still cared for and things like that from the parent that they weren't living with. But I don't know, I don't know. And like I said, maybe it get her mind off of it. It's kind of confusing. But y'all, this is like a case study for me because it's so interesting. It is so interesting. But I think too that a lot of it, probably about 90% of it, is just for the internet. That's the feeling that I'm getting. Like, I would imagine that Olivia knows certain things that she says is going to get clicks, views, and stuff like that. And, just about the history of her channel. She could look at her numbers and see which videos get more views than others and stuff like that. And so that's why I said too, is this just a little tale that you told us to, get your little views or whatever? It could be. It could be. And she's not really telling the real, but I mean, we can only react to whatever or give commentary to whatever she puts out there. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on the situation, y'all, on that video. I said, oh, she said, she said this video is not for married women. I said, girl, What you need to be okay, let me stop that. Let me stop. I'm not even gonna do all of that. But yes, so that is my commentary and opinion on live life. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all so much for joining the live. I appreciate all of you. For all of those who have subscribed thus far, oh my gosh, I am overwhelmed, with all the love and things like that. Thank you all for listening. Again, I appreciate you all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye.